Hello and welcome along to Adobe After Effects Basics with your host Robert Smith. In this video we're going to investigate some typographical functions. One thing I like to do in After Effects is to place type on a path. Let's have a look at doing that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import a file, and here I've got a picture of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. If you come from Sydney, it's a very well-known icon. Now it's a flattened file, so it's asking me, do I want to bring it in as footage, which is exactly what I want. It's not a composition, it's footage, so that's okay. And there it is. If I want to have a look at it, I can just select it like that, and my details are up here of how big it is, 1280 by 720. And if I double click on it, I can actually see it here in my footage window like that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my composition window by clicking over here like that. So let's make a new composition to get this underway. So Apple N or Control N on the PC. 1280 by 720, square pixels, 25. Now it's 1 minute long. We don't want that. We just want 10 seconds is enough for this exercise. So if I type in 1000 into there, 100 equals 1 second. Click OK, and we're away. Okay, here's my composition. Here's my timeline. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to actually grab that picture like this and just drag it straight onto my timeline. Like that. And what I want to do is I want to put a welcome to Sydney sign across the top of this bridge. To do that, I'm going to select my type tool like this and click anywhere in the composition window, and I'll automatically get a layer like that. Now I'll be using Fairview, the font I always use. It's going to say welcome to Sydney like that. Bit of typography. If I select it like that, I can go over here and change the size. Might make it a little bit bigger by just dragging those numbers like that. That's about the size I want it to be. Now what I want to do, I want to grab that and put it on a path that goes across the top of the bridge. So what I need to do is to draw a path to connect this type to. To do that, I'm going to make sure, I'm going to lock my Sydney the picture layer. I'm going to go into my type layer like that, and I'm going to grab the pen tool. Now the pen tool works exactly the same as it does in Illustrator and Photoshop and all the other Bezier curves type applications. So I'm just going to drag out a curve like that, and that should be enough. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to go back to my pointer tool. Now I'm going to look at the options I've got. Now I've got a path. A curve like this is really a mask. But more of that later, how that works. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up or twirl this down like this, and in my text options, I'm going to twirl those down. I've got something called path options. So I'm going to open that up, and in that path option here, you'll see I've got none or mask one. So that's the one I want. I'm going to click that, and there it is. It's stuck to that mask, which is exactly what we want. Same as it does it in Illustrator. But the big difference is, of course, now we can start to animate that by, for example, we can move it like this over time using this thing called the first margin, like that. So I'm going to animate that. I'm going to Apple Z back to the start. And under the first margin thing here, I'm going to put in a keyframe like that. And then at about 2 seconds, I'm going to go to 2 seconds in time like that. I'm going to drag that number to the right and just drag it all the way to the end of the line to about here, like that. And then I'm going to go another 2 seconds like this. I'm going to drag it back using that same number, like this, to about there. And then I'll do the same thing again. I'll move to about another 2 seconds in time and drag it back over here like that. And I'll go another 2 seconds like that and do the same thing. I'll drag it back to about there. I'm being approximate. You get copy keyframes if you want to go to the exact same position. But for this exercise, that'll do. I'll go to 10 seconds. And I'll just drag it back over there like that. So let's have a look at that with a RAM preview. Fantastic, that's what we want. We want our type on the path like that. Looking very good indeed. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now what I want to do, I'm going to close that up and I'll lock that layer because I'm finished with that layer. What I want to do is I want to drop some type in from underneath the bridge here, like it's coming out from underneath the this platform there like that. Now to do that, I'm going to unlock the Sydney layer like that, and I'm going to select it and duplicate it. Apple D to duplicate it like that. Now I've got two layers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the bottom part. Now to do that, again, I'm going to use my pen tool. I'll click my pen tool, make sure the layer is selected. That's the trick to it, like that. And I'm simply going to go down underneath the bridge like this and draw a path like that. Now I can be a lot more accurate than this, but for the sake of this demonstration, I'll just drag it across there like that. And I'll go out here. It doesn't really matter. Out there like that. And I'll join it up. Now, nothing looks like it's changed really. Now, to get rid of that mask or those yellow lines, there's this little black next to the numbers here. You'll see little things indented like that. So if you click on that, that'll deselect it. Let's have a look what we've actually done. If I turn off both of those layers like this, if I turn this one back on, all I've got is that and the bottom layer. If I turn the bottom layer on, you'd never know. Okay, so now I've got something to hide that type behind. I'm going to set some more type, and I really want it between these two layers. So if I select that layer, the bottom layer, I'm going to say, whoops, that didn't work, but we'll fix that. Have a nice day. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but that'll do. It's a little bit too big. Now I'm going to make some typographical decisions here. I'll just drag that down, make it a bit smaller, like that. Now, if I deselect that by going into my pointer tool and I put it up against there, we're not really going to be able to read that because it's white against a really light background. So I need to make a design decision here. I'm going to select that and make it black by clicking over there like that. And okay, that's better, much more legible. And what I simply am going to do is just navigate that. Now if I grab that and drag it down in between the two Sydney layers like this over here, and I'll place it into position, oops, like this. As you can see, as I drag it up, it disappears behind that layer, so that's where I want it to start, like that. Now I really don't want it to happen till about here, just before 2 seconds. Actually, I might wait till it gets all the way to 2 seconds like that. And that's where I want it to start. So I'm going to press the letter I to go to the in point of that layer. I'm going to press the letter P for position and put a keyframe in to establish my first position. I'm going to move along a little bit, and using the Y number here, this one here, I'm just going to drag it down like that to about here, like that. And then I'm going to leave it on there for a little while, like this, by just moving my current time indicator like that, and then clicking over here like that, and then I'm going to move along a little bit and move it back up again like that to where it came from. Now to do that, I'm going to copy this keyframe, the initial keyframe, by selecting it, and Apple C to copy it, then Apple V to paste it in like that. That's exactly what we want, so let's press the space bar and have a look. Welcome to Sydney, have a nice day. Now I don't know if that's brilliant design, but it's showing the use of a mask to hide things and placing text onto a path like that. It's something we do all the time, and we have lots and lots of text options there, which we'll look at in upcoming videos. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.